Welcome to the Talk podcast with ideas strategist Linda Reed-Enever. Talk is where we chat about ideas and inspiration you can use to market your business. Get ready for practical tips you can implement today with your host, Linda Reed-Enever.
I get it. I talk a lot about educational marketing and empowering your clients through educational marketing, but that can leave you thinking, why should I even do it in the first place? Or leave you stuck in this quandary of what educational marketing strategies can you use to market your business? So I'm going to share with you now some educational marketing strategies in this episode of the Talk podcast that you can use and you can implement within your marketing so that you can be out there delivering yourself a better informed, a better engaged, and a better quality of client to you and your business. So let's get started. Educational marketing is all about sharing what you know to deliver a more empowered, a more informed, and a client that's already established that know, like, and trust factor to you. So educational marketing strategies you can use within your business are things like your blog, getting out there and sharing tips on how to use your product, or maybe answering questions that people might have before they engage you as a service provider, or sharing handy little maintenance tips or tips and tricks or little strategies or even 5 exercises or your top 5, 10 or tips along the way. Now, blogging is definitely not dead in the world of AI. It's got more competitive, so we need to add more of our human flavor to it. But you can definitely use AI to generate those ideas and help you dive into sharing some really good educational strategies. Now, in the AI Async and Automation Hub, we've got a workflow which will teach you how to use AI, different ways to automate those blogs, and get out there and share that as part of your educational marketing strategy. So right now, I want you to pause this podcast if you can and sit down and think about 5 topics that you can write on to educate your market. Think of the things that frustrate you. Think of the things that you get asked all the time, and even go to a tool like Answer the Public and type in the keywords that you want to be represented for. And that will provide you with a whole content wheel full of ideas that you can use to educate your market. So that's strategy number 1. Strategy number 2 is about appearing as a guest on podcasts. I'm not saying host your own, but if you want to host your own, absolutely 100% love hosting podcasts and love teaching others how to do that. But one of the things that we can do is we can build our audience and we can educate our market by borrowing other people's audiences by appearing on podcasts. So strategy number 2 is to think about the topics that you can talk about pretty much underwater and then write them down as a list. Okay, so you're going to pause again, write down that list, and then you're going to take that topic list and you're going to open your favorite podcast app and you're going to put in keywords and key things that you want to search about, or get that wish list of podcasts that you want to be part of and start to pitch yourself as a guest for podcasts. Now, a good way to do this is to have a strong available for interview profile, which outlines your expertise, the topics that you want to talk about. And if you want to understand that formula, we do have a course on how to write an available for interview profile in the Reed-Enever Group Business Academy that will help you walk through step by step, and I'll even review your profile for you. The next component is, in addition to being a guest on podcasts, is looking to where you can guest contribute and educate, once again, borrowing other people's markets. Now, one of the key ways that we can do this with the content we already have is to go to a site like Medium and share our blog posts on Medium. Now, Missing Letter is a great tool that helps you do this. It will automatically post those posts through to Medium. Jump in and share those blog posts that you already have out to resource sites like Medium. Look at where you can then guest post. So take the post that you already have, use the AI tools that you've got available to you to maybe spin it, change it up a little bit, and write it as a guest post. And don't forget, if you've got the post on your own site, to cross-link back to supporting articles that you have when you guest post or you submit content out there along the way. Remember to add your own flavor to that guest post, but it's a great way of educating your market and appearing in front of your audience. Strategy number 3 is one of my favorite ways to educate the market right now because it's quick, it's simple, it can be done on your phone, and it's really easy to do. And that is short form video. We're putting up the camera and recording a short form tip that then can be sent to YouTube, it can be sent to Instagram Reels, it can be sent to TikTok, it can be sent to Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, all of the platforms, by creating short form pieces of content, which are just tips. You could be turning away from your desk and sharing a tip. You could be get off a client session and be able to provide a tip. You could show people how to use your product in short, sharp snippets along the way, maybe ways that they didn't even think of, and engage your audience that way and educate your market that way as well. So that is strategy number 3. Strategy number 4 about educating your market is one of my favorite ones to being able to build a list that's going to work for us. And that is all about creating an ebook. Okay, so creating an ebook, making sure that we've got some really good values and tips and wins in it along the way, and then creating that as an opt-in. Okay, so we're going to educate our market with a lead magnet, which is an ebook, or it could be a tip sheet or a cheat sheet along the way. And then we're going to deliver that over a series of opt-in email sequences that are going to continue to educate the market and build on that journey, and then lead them through to a course or an offering or a discovery call or buying our product, whatever it is that we want them to do along the way. But ebooks with a good lead magnet and a good opt-in sequence are a great way to educate your market, empower educational marketing into a part of your strategy. And then strategy 5 to educate your market is to go out and answer questions. I want you to go to places like Quora and answer people's questions, the Facebook groups that you're involved in. Use the questions that people are already asking to answer those questions, and then you can create more content that you know your market is already wanting because the questions are being asked in videos, in tips, and in blogs from there. Take the next 5 minutes after you finish listening to this podcast, write down all the ideas and the ways that you can educate your market. By educating your market, you are delivering yourself a much better client or prospect along the way. And also making sure that when you do create those blog posts, appear in those podcasts, create those YouTube videos and tips, or create those opt-ins, that you cross-link as much as you possibly can, and that you are putting call to actions at the very end, whether that is to like and subscribe, whether it's to comment below, whether it is to opt in or buy that new course, whatever it is, that you're optimizing the content you have by putting strong call to actions in as well. Until next time, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Talk Podcast. I want to know, what tip are you going to action from today's episode? What educational marketing strategy are you going to use today?
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talk with Linda Reed-Enever. Make sure you subscribe via your favourite podcast app so you don't miss the next great episode. You can find more ideas and inspiration at enevergroup.com.au.